Really?
The Thicket is a Western movie that follows the intense journey of Jack Parker, who is on a desperate quest to rescue his sister Lula from the clutches of a notorious outlaw named Cutthroat Bill. As Jack seeks to find her, he encounters a range of individuals including bounty hunters and other outlaws, each with their own motives and backgrounds. So let's see what happens. The film opens with a poignant introduction to Jack and Lula, who live with their grandfather. Jack is digging a grave for his father who passed away. Now they only have their grandfather, who lights the house with fire as they move on. Cutthroat Bill, a notorious outlaw wanted for various crimes, including robbery and murder, has been spotted nearby. Grandpa is taking them to Wind River, where they will live with their aunt until Jack inherits the house from his grandfather, which he has just signed for. The plot accelerates as the family encounters Bill at a ferry crossing. This intense standoff between the family and Bill introduces the primary conflict: Jack's desire to protect his sister while facing the harsh reality of home life versus the violence permeating their world. Tension rises when Bill confronts the grandfather and Jack, revealing deadly intentions. Bill goes to the store where she takes candy sticks and steals money, then encounters his son who they notice, and in self-defense, the father shoots, killing both him and his son, while Lula is sent back. Jack wakes up trying to find her, asking if anyone has seen her. Meanwhile, Lula takes a gun, unsure of herself, doesn't shoot, and Bill grabs a weapon and shoots beside to scare her. Jack is persistent and meets Eustace. He is looking for a wagon to travel, but it belongs to his partner, Jones. While the partner digs, he collects the money that is owed to them, but they are unwilling to pay the two diggers because only one is working, and they ask to dance for the remaining money. Jones struggles to get it, but he manages to collect the earned money. He goes out and releases their horses while his partner helps him further. He meets Jack and hears his story. It turns out that there is a bounty of $10,000 for Bill, and they can split it into 3 parts. Jones shows a telescope he has mounted on his rifle and shoots at one of the 3 men coming for him. Jack offers them money and they leave him while he steals a horse. Bill made Lula take off her clothes while the others laughed and provoked her. Bill told her to give him his shirt, after which she burned the remains in fire. That evening, Jones sneaked up on Jack to steal his posse for Jones and his friend so they wouldn't be sell out. He woke him up and they made a deal, with Eustace taking the money, saying that this was all a dream. Lula was attacked by a man from Bill's crew, and she defended herself with a bottle next to her. Bill heard the commotion, got up and helped her, after which she lay down next to her. The next day, they go to Newtown and look for a man named Fatty to ask for directions to where Bill had gone. Jack enters, but there is no sign of him. On the balcony, he sees Sue, whom he recognizes from before, and pays her to take him to the room. He wants to help her escape, which she has already attempted unsuccessfully twice. She is packing and trying just to get out, but the landlord knocks her to the ground. They fight together against him, and Jack defeats him. They go to join the others nearby. She says she saw Fatty and in which direction he went. One of the men who works for Bill tells Lula to listen Bill, and she takes her home to the north in the Thicket. There were others like her, but none have survived until now. When Lula heard what happened to the other girls, she decided to run away and accidentally ran into a gang that was chasing Jones, one of the 2 guys from earlier. She is scared, but they tell her that she is safe with them. However, it's not quite true. Bill takes her back and kills one of them while the other one hides. Not a good care of his brother. Jack offers 700 acres of land to Jones in exchange for help, and Jones agrees. They continue to the next place where Jones gets a drink and meets Bill. They exchange compliments with each other.
You're the littlest man I ever seen.
You're the ugliest.
She gives him candy and invites him to join her and leave. Jones sees Lula and says her brother's name out loud for her to hear, after which they leave and see each other at that moment. While they are returning, Sue becomes the target of a brother from earlier who survived. But he also seeks revenge against Bill, and everyone joins in for the final pursuit. Jack teams up with a diverse group, including other bounty hunters and townsfolk, each with their own motivations. On the way past the church, Bill stops inside with her horse and sets it on fire. Jack suddenly says that the deal has changed, he is now in charge and wants to go ahead first instead of Jones.
The eyes of an orphan, Shorty. I've killed bigger men than you for less.
An argument and fight break out between them, which Sue resolves with words. They continue on day and night, and Jones tells his story about his parents. His mother hung herself when he was 8, and his father sold him to a carnival for $40 and 2 goats. The next day, they meet and make a plan that quickly falls apart when one man leaves alone to face his death. Sue shoots and takes down an opponent, while Jack tells her to stay there as they go into battle. Everyone fights except for Bill, who is playing with a knife. As they shoot, they get closer and closer, while Bill runs away with Lula and Jack goes after them. In the meantime, Sue is attacked and has little chance against the experienced fighter. Jones takes his position behind his sniper. Bill shoots Jack twice, and Lula becomes furious, knocking her down with many blows as Bill turns her over while Jack watches helplessly. In that moment, Jones shoots and kills her with a single shot. Lula goes to Jack, who doesn't have much time left. Eustace is mortally wounded and dies. Jones regrets that they ever took on such a challenge, which led to this outcome. He goes to Lula, who stabs Bill in revenge for her brother's death. Ultimately, Jack saves Lula, but at a cost. The characters operate in a moral gray area, where the lines between right and wrong are blurred. In the end, only Jones and Lula remain, and they take Bill's head to collect a bounty of $10,000. Then they part ways, but Lula no longer knows anyone but Jones, and she asks to go with him wherever he goes. The movie presents a world where traditional concepts of justice are often disregarded, and personal vendettas take precedence. The moral complexities of seeking justice in a lawless land are examined, where revenge often leads to further violence. It raises questions about morality, family dynamics, and the lengths to which individuals will go to protect what they love, all while navigating a world steeped in violence and chaos. The complexity of its characters reflects the harsh realities of survival, presenting a narrative that is both poignant and disturbing.